The story was over, but it wasn't over. The story wouldn't end unless the reader gave up on it. Greetings, listeners. I am Advika and I will be your host for this podcast.
I'm Akshara.
I am Nisa, and today we'll be talking about Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, a, quite frankly, massive novel and something that has been consuming Advika's mind for the past 2 years.
Nuh-uh.
Don't deny it, we both know it's true. Anyways, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, also known as ORV, was written by the couple Sing Seong, or Sing and Song on the official English page. Its serialization began in early 2018 and it wrapped up its final chapter in 2020.
The 551 chaptered web series begins when Kim Dokja, an average salaryman in Seoul, reaches the final chapter of his favorite web novel, Three Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. On that day, reality merges with the apocalyptic world of the novel, and as the sole reader, only Dokja alone knows the ending of the story, and he uses it to his advantage.
The thousands of chapters of Ways to Survival follow Yoo Jung Hyuk, who is transported back to the beginning of the apocalypse every time he dies. In the novel, the apocalypse descends upon Seoul in the form of scenarios, brutal challenges created by mystical beings called Dokkebis, while immensely powerful entities called the constellations watch from above, entertained by the bloodbath.
So it's kind of like streaming. The Dokebis are the creators, Constellations the chat, and the characters, I don't know, suffer for their entertainment, I guess.
You could say that.
Now that the plot is summarized, let's dive deeper. The core of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint lies in its themes. ORV is a love letter to the power of stories, both regenerative and destructive to the readers, writers, and characters. There are many themes, but it centers around one: reading.
Besides that, it is about being human, our sense of morality, our relationships, the lengths we could go for ourselves and each other. And trust me, Kim Dokja goes very far, as far as getting himself killed repeatedly.
All that sounds amazing, but now you may ask, who even is Kim Dokja?
He's someone I want to shake until he grows a shred of self preservation or self esteem. Like, self love, bro, please. He's an oxymoron on legs. He's a little gremlin who would not hesitate to kill someone for personal gain.
Oh, yikes.
And he cheats in rock, paper, scissors with his powers. He's a pathetic little loser. He's always scheming, always prepared to swindle and scam people, and is always prepared to get on someone's nerves.
It's hard to wiggle into his circle of trusted people, but once you're in, he'll do anything to keep you safe, even self sacrifice. His friends obviously do not like this, but he does it anyway because, well, he's stupid. He's an unreliable narrator, and even we don't know just how unreliable he is.
Besides its themes and plot, ORV is also really well written. The foreshadowing and depth of characters is just amazing. Nothing happens just for the sake of having something happen. Nobody does something just for the sake of doing it.
It's clever with its characters. It uses familiar tropes so the audience is not instantly bored by them when they're first introduced. They are more than what meets the eye, much more, in fact. And because Kim Dokcha is an unreliable narrator, we are forced to look deeper into each character and judge them for ourselves. I like that the women are actual characters with equally as much depth as the men. That is, unfortunately, rare in most stories out there. Everybody is a puzzle for the reader to put together.
Yoo Jung Hyuk is a great example of this. He seems stoic and uncaring in the eyes of a narrator, but when we see a perspective other than Kim Dokja's, we find him to be a completely different person. He's caring, kind, and absolutely desperate to destroy the entities behind these deadly games.
As you can probably tell, there is a lot going on. It can't really be put in any one category. Though much is action and adventure, it's also a psychological thriller, reverse isekai, apocalyptic fantasy, comedy, found family, and much more, all at once, somehow.
Funnily enough, these never seem to clash. They are expertly used to elevate and bounce off each other. No clue how the authors did it, but they did. And all this diversity is amazing.
Speaking of diversity, let's talk about diversity of the cultures used. These constellations all draw from mythology from around the world, stories from a distant time. Stories from here in India to China to Greece to Scandinavia and even biblical stories.
Of course, many of the characters are Korean. This is a Korean novel after all, but the representation of other cultures feels natural. They aren't there for brownie points from the audience, and they aren't stereotypical.
They all feel intentional. And I think the word intentional also summarizes ORV pretty well. Everything has a purpose. Everything was crafted with love. Love for the art of writing, for the reader, for the novel. Even without delving far beneath the surface, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint is a masterpiece. The action is exhilarating, intense, and clever, but balanced with memorable, gentle, and comedic scenes. Many of the most powerful emotional moments are placed within the action scenes. The plot is so satisfying that it almost feels self indulgent in that it kept evoking emotions I didn't even know I wanted to feel. Looking back, I can see how every twist is connected in logical but shocking ways that reveal how deliberately the story was plotted from the very beginning.